A major anti-gun entity is entering the presidential race today, and a follow-up on Tuesday's election day and what it means for the state of Virginia. All that and more here on Guns and Gadgets. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your source for Second Amendment news. If this is the first time you've landed on this channel, thank you and welcome. If you're into news on the Second Amendment just about as fast as it happens from everywhere in the country, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, this is the place you're going to find it. So subscribe to Guns and Gadgets now, and you'll have that news pumped to you directly as long as you hit that little bell icon. Now, two quick announcements before I get into the Virginia stuff. The first is tonight, Friday, November 8th, 2019, I will be live on the American Joe Show. That'll be tonight on his channel here on YouTube, and that is, he's out on the West Coast, so it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Check him out, the American Joe Show. Guy's got a really good channel. It's growing pretty quick. Second announcement, Michael Bloomberg, the biggest anti-gun money backer in the continental United States, tonight is joining the presidential run for 2020. He's filing the required paperwork today, and he will not be eligible for the next debate. However, he is entering today, and he's pumping tens of millions of dollars in immediately so that he's eligible for the next debate. So you guys and gals, I've been saying it for so long. It is time to finally come out and unite and get rid of all the fractures in the Second Amendment community. You know, the shotgunners versus the tactical guys, the concealed carriers versus the target guys and gals. It has to stop. Michael Bloomberg, the big bucks, the one who funds Moms Demand Action, Every Town for Gun Safety, who backed and funded every single red flag bill that has become law and every bill that will be resubmitted in every single state. This is the guy, and he wants to be president now. So get your asses in gear, make sure you vote, make sure you bring your friends to vote, and it's time to start making those calls. I know a lot of people don't like to do it. Take a couple minutes out of your super busy day, because no matter what happens, the good of the country as a whole and the future generations for our children are much more important than whatever I have to do today, and much more important than whatever pretty much everybody has to do today. We have to make sure that this Bloomberg cat doesn't win. And that brings me to exactly what happened Tuesday in Virginia. Tuesday I did a quick little video telling everybody that Bloomberg was boasting that he spent $2.5 million in Virginia alone just to flip that state to be anti-gun. All of the seats in the state were up for bid, and guess what? He won. For the first time since 1994, Virginia is now controlled 100% by Democrats and has a Democrat governor. Now, Governor Northam, who's kind of been smacked around lately, has been trying to institute the typical leftist anti-gun bans in his state. And because they had a Republican majority that would stop that stuff, he never succeeded. However, upon the announcement that the state had flipped to Democrat, he said the following. This is election night. This is what he said. And I quote, "Ground has shifted in Virginia government." End quote. Now, the very next morning, Wednesday morning, he was on CNN's New Day, and he said this, quote, "Things like universal background checks, getting rid of bump stocks, high-volume magazines, red flag laws. These are common sense pieces of legislation. I will introduce those again in January, and I am convinced with the majority now in the House and the Senate, they will become law, and because of that, Virginia will be safer." Guys and gals, everywhere we look, another domino is falling. We have to stop being the silent majority. I don't live in Virginia. I'm very far from Virginia, but I can't sit here and believe that most of the state of Virginia is liberal. Now, I know there's a great concentration close to DC, and they get out and vote. I don't know why that more people didn't get out and vote, but anytime it's a non-presidential election, turnout numbers are typically very, very low, and it was no different here, which means that more people could have gotten out to vote and could have stopped the state from flipping. And it's not just Virginia. I don't want to sound like I'm just jumping on Virginia. This happened across the nation. So for states like Virginia, where the Democrats took control or increased their control in certain chambers, be prepared. The gun control is coming in earnest in January. Once they put their little squirrely hands in the air, they have to actually take Bloomberg's money out of it first. But it's coming. Make sure you have what you need to have and make sure you train well in it, because you never know. This is Jared from Guns and Gadgets with the news from Virginia. Don't forget, watch me tonight live on the American Joe Show. Tonight is Friday, November 8th. Not sure when you're watching this. 9 o'clock Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget that Michael Bloomberg now, the king of all that is anti-gun, is filing his paperwork to run for president in 2020. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.